All right, we're going to look at the review questions together. These are things that are coming from the previous lessons within the algebra course, but I know that sometimes these things are not so easily remembered from those times. List the order of operations in the correct order. Remember, this acronym helps us remember order of operations, parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. So we're just going to pick those in the correct order. Notice in this, they group multiplication, division, and addition, subtraction, because that is actually how it works. You don't do multiplication, then division. You do them together through the problem from left to right. Same thing with addition, subtraction. So you have parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. In that order, I'll let you do that yourself. Independent versus dependent quantity. I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but independent quantity is what causes a change in the dependent quantity. So in other words, the independent quantity tells you what the value of the dependent quantity is. In other words, the independent quantity comes first, the dependent quantity comes second. Another way of looking at that is just simply that the x is the independent and the y is the dependent, always. That's just the way that algebra has chosen to represent those values. X values are always independent. Y values are always the dependent. Identify each as a function, equation, or inequality. For a function, you're looking at any representation or list of values. So that should be pretty clear which one that is. Equations have equal sign. Inequalities have some kind of inequality symbol like these. That should be pretty easy for you to figure out. Lastly, last two problems, find the slope and y-intercept of each linear equation. Again, these are meant to be review questions, so I'm moving pretty quickly through these because really the expectation is you kind of already know how these work. But you should know that in an equation like this is what we call the standard form of a slope-intercept. The m is the slope, and the b is the y-intercept. So you should be able to see here, this would be your m, and this would be your b. Now, what if that would also work for number 9? What about number 8? Well, in order to do number 8, you first need to take this equation and make it be in slope-intercept form. So that means we need to get the y by itself. So in order to do that, we're going to move the x over by subtracting. And we get y equals negative x plus 4. And then I can identify the slope and y-intercept of that equation. Again, I'm not going to be spending a ton of time on these review questions, mainly because the expectation is that you do know how to do these from previous math. But if you are still struggling with the explanations that I gave for these, don't hesitate to reach out to me.